Hello there, I'm Jan, and this is an official review from Initiate ID on the HP Pavillion DM4T Beats Edition. And this is a configured to order model, so there are a couple things that were configured by myself and therefore are not quick shipped and you don't find in the stores. Not like you actually find this edition in the stores, because I did purchase this online, and you probably are going to purchase this online if you're interested in this exact model. So, I did the unboxing video previously, and this might be a strange sequence of videos in which I actually have the review uploaded first before I do the unboxing video, because there are some couple unboxing issues, well, spec-wise issues. Just I want people to be informed about that, and when you actually watch the unboxing, then you'll see the difference. But what really matters is the review, is it not? Okay, so let's take a quick walk around the actual PC itself. Alright, so let's take a walk around the actual device itself. So, first of all, when you first get the device, it does come in this... Actually, I don't know if I actually have it on me right now. Oh yes, it comes with this nice cloth covering that the PC actually does come in. And it is branded with the Beats logo, although it's really hard to see on the camera. I don't know if the camera can really see it, but it's there. So it does come in a nice cloth, and it's a nice thing to carry if you don't have a sleeve, because I don't have a sleeve as of yet. But when you first take off the cover, you do see the nice Beats audio logo. And that's really cool because that's the first thing you notice, Beats audio. You don't see the HP logo that is slightly there on the bottom right hand corner. It's HP there, although it's just pretty much engraved in there. It's not really anything most people see. And it also says Beats audio on the cover itself. So here's the actual computer facing forward, so you know that it does open this way. So let's take a quick walk around the actual ports and other displays. So let's first have to look at the front. The front really doesn't have anything to boast about. However, it does have two speakers here tuned to the whole Beats audio theme. Of course, this is the Beats edition. You expect it to have Beats audio on it. And also has an SD and MMC memory card reader. I actually had one in there. Should really take that out before I start the video. Now on this side, we have a power adapter port. We have a USB 2.0 port. At least the slower version, so you don't really see much improvement there. And you have a microphone and headphone combination port here, which this port is also tuned to Beats audio, so if you plug in a nice pair of headphones, you'll get the full effect. And if you have Beats audio headphones, then you truly get the whole Beats effect. And it also manages to fit an optical drive here, which is pretty interesting because this is a 14-inch laptop and it is fairly small, and they managed to squeeze in everything. They pretty much managed to use all the space they had with all the ports they were able to manage to fit. Now, staying on this side, we have their Kensington security slot here, or it should be here, right here. It was on a bit of an angle, so when you do try to use it, be mindful that the port will actually move around, and there's possibility that if you pulled hard enough, the plastic will break easily because of this angle. And you have your ventilation port here. You also have two methods of adding an external display for your laptop, and you have a VGA port right here, and you have an HDMI port here. So they don't have a display port, which allows you to have a lot more external monitors. However, this pretty much bridges the gap between newer and older monitors. You also have an RJ45 Ethernet port, gigabit, so you will be able to take advantage of high speeds, but most people don't really have that technology. And you also have two USB Super Speed 3.0 ports. However, they're not really branded with the blue one, although you do see the SSUSB logos here, so you do know those are Super Speed ports. And we did see the front already, which has the Beats logo. On the back, it does say Beats audio there, so you'll be able to show off if someone were to see the back cover. And on the bottom, we have a couple things. We have the battery here. It is a 6-cell battery, and HP claims to have about 7 hours of battery. However, we'll see just how much it will be able to give to you. If you want to install any more RAM or anything, first of all, you remove the battery, as so. Unscrew the screw around here, and then you pull the slot, and this will give you access to the RAM and memory. It does, well, I'll go into specs later. And then you also have your hard drive down here. And if you do notice, it does say HP Protect Smart, and I think I'll go into that right now. In this laptop is a 750 HDD running at 5,400 RPM. So it's not the fastest drive. However, it does come with a special technology known as HP Protect Smart. So if you were to use your computer and then manage to drop it, the HP Protect Smart will automatically take the hard drive and park it in space within the laptop and preserve all your data. I suppose it's pretty useful for people who are a bit insecure. However, I can't say the same for the laptop. If the laptop is dropped, the laptop's pretty much doomed. So let's go into a couple spec things. Over here, let's open the casing and show you inside before I go into actual specs. We do have a 14-inch display running with a resolution of 1600 by 900. This is one of the customized options. By default, you do have the 13 point something display over 768, I believe. So you have a smaller display. However, I did get the one which did have 1600 by 900, which does come with anti-glare. Is anti-glare worth it? I believe so. I do have an HP or compact which has the HP glossy screen, and it's a bit too reflective. However, with this model, this does not reflect as much as that laptop. And over here we have your HP touchpad, I'm calling the HP touchpad because there are a couple things that you can do with this touchpad you can't do on traditional. This is a multi-touchpad, and you're able to scroll with 2 fingers, pinch to zoom, and you also have all the other HP Premiere events that you can do, such as doing the whole Windows 3D roulette, I would say, by putting 3 fingers down and swiping it, and you're able to open different applications, swipe through different applications using a couple fingers, and you can change the gestures as you go around. It does have a dedicated left and right key button, and if you want to disable the touchpad, you just double tap on the top left hand corner. You also have a nice chiclet style keyboard, which is very responsive. I do enjoy it as opposed to some other laptop keyboards I have tried. This does have a backlit display, keyboard rather, and it does come with a red backlighting, although I'll show you that feature in a moment. We also have an HD, as I believe they do have a branding for that. Yep, the HP True Vision HD webcam. I don't know exact megapixels, but does shoot 720p HD video. And you also have an integrated microphone around there. So it does have a nice finish on the bottom here, which is pretty nice to the touch. However, they didn't use an all-glass display, and it does have a plastic bezel, so it does attract a bit of fingerprints. I also want to mention that the front also tracks a fair amount of fingerprints, although the cloth is really good at taking those out. Now let's go into the couple of the stickers that we do have here. It does say Intel inside, Core i5, and a Radeon graphics card, and Windows 7. So let's go in a bit of the actual specs. This computer that I have, this specific model, CTO edition, has a 2nd generation Intel Sandy Bridge Intel Core i5 processor. It is the Core i5 2430M, so it is my mobile processor. Of course, it's a laptop running at 2.4 gigahertz. It does have hyperthreading, and it does have turbo boost up to 3.0 gigahertz, I believe. And next we have in accordance with the whole Sandy Bridge processor, it does have integrated graphics. However, we also have a discrete graphics card. It has 1 gigabyte discrete memory, graphics memory, and is the AMD Radeon HD 7470M graphics card, I believe. Sorry, I don't really memorize all these numbers well in advance, but just so you know, it does have a good graphics card inside. Well, let's actually take a look at the computer in itself. Now, this computer is actually pretty good with boot times, despite it is running on a 5400 RPM hard drive, but we are able to see that right now. There are a couple LEDs that you do see on the actual keyboard itself, including the wireless button and the mute button. It also comes with cap locks. Another interesting feature is that you have the special keys under the F keys. So you have F1 through 12. However, the alternates, as in this is the support, brightness, external display, backlit keyboard, rewind, fast forward, play, and all those keys are by default set first. And to actually use the F keys, you do have to use the FN key, the function key, to access all the keys. However, you are able to change these functions in the BIOS itself. Another interesting feature I forgot to mention before is that it also comes with a fingerprint reader, so you're able to quickly get onto your operating system by a quick swipe of your finger. Now, not only does the HP Pavillion DM4T Beats Edition score lots of points in the stylish categories, it also provides quite a bit on the performance categories. Like I said before, it is running a second generation Standing Bridge Intel Core i5-2430 mobile processor running at 2.4 GHz with turbo boost up to 3.0 GHz, and it is hyper-threaded, so there are 2 cores, however there are 4 threads, so essentially 2 cores and 2 virtual cores. Also in the hood is 8 GB of DDR3 RAM memory. So you have quite a lot of real estate for running all your favorite applications. It also runs on a 1 GHz AMD Radeon 7470 HD mobile graphics card processor with, like I said, I don't know if I said before, 1 GB of discrete graphics memory, which does give you quite a lot of power in running HD videos and quite an assortment of games. Now, whether the graphics card is up to playing all the games that you have for it is up to you, and be able to see if you can compare this graphic card, this is the 7470, and see if it's able to run all your favorite applications. For me, I'm able to run several HD movies and several Google Chrome tabs at the same time without having any form of performance degradation. Now, one of the big issues with the whole graphics card situation is that the Standing Bridge Intel Core i5 does come with an integrated graphics card. In addition, you do have the AMD Radeon graphics card, so you have 2 graphics cards. So what happens there? You do have switchable graphics, and therefore each application, depending on how much graphic use does it use, there are chances that they will run on different graphics cards, and that could be a good thing for you. However, when the battery does get low, it will automatically switch the Intel graphics card to save battery, and that might be a problem if you're watching a long movie and the finale is ruined by a bit of graphics degradation. However, you are able to change the setting in the BIOS to make sure you're only using 1 graphics card at a time, and the PC, when booted into Windows, can switch between the graphics card at any given time, depending if you put the AC adapter on or you unplug it, and it allows you to switch back to Intel. And there's an option to change. There's an option for it to automatically do that without your consent, or you can just choose to view that pop-up every time it comes up, which could be a nuisance. However, I do get used to it eventually. So the HP Pavillion DM4T Beats Edition, in terms of benchmarking, it does run pretty well on the Windows experience. It does rate a 5.9, and that is contributed by the point that the HDD, the hard drive, is pretty slow. In the future, I do plan to switch to either a hybrid hard drive or an SSD, and we'll see that in a couple months, and I'll be doing a review on that. So the laptop does have a lot of power, however the HD is one that really bogs it down in terms of speed. Now, for a lot of people, doesn't seem to be a problem, because a lot of us are used to the average 5200 RPM hard drives, which are traditionally on most computers, even on MacBook Pros nowadays. Some now do run at 7200, and some do run on SSDs. So you might get some performance enhancement from that, and most people are, like I said, are used to 5200s on maybe standard computers that you see in libraries or any public PC that you do use around. Now, as a final verdict, I do like the PC in itself. I was a bit disappointed at first, but then once you get used to it and you do realize the different features that it does have. The backlit keyboard is very good on the aesthetics, and that it is very nice and does complement the whole black and red color scheme on this computer. In addition to that, you do have a lot of performance points scored on here with the Standing Bridge processor. Although Ivy Bridge is out, the Standing Bridge does run pretty well, and you you don't really see much of a difference. I've seen an Ivy Bridge processor before, and yes, I guess power consumption is down and its efficiency is by 10%. However, some people don't even go up to the full potential of an Ivy Bridge processor. So Sandy Bridge is pretty well, and if you really do want to upgrade, consider waiting for the next talk on Intel's tick-tock scale. So Ivy Bridge is next. You'll be able to see the next processor probably later on in the year. Expect around Q3 or Q4, quarter 3, quarter 4, maybe quarter 1 of 2013, but we'll see. It runs Windows 7 really well, and boot time is pretty quick, even on the slow processor, perhaps because the PC itself is new, but I am able to keep things out. HP Quick Web is a nice addition if you really want to use Skype or the browser really quickly. However, with how fast Windows does boot, we don't seem to use that feature that often. I'm still trying to find a solution for it to use Google Chrome OS, so we'll have to see just how well it performs. So my final verdict is this computer is really affordable, very stylish, and really well in the performance categories. If you want to see more links, I have more links in the description, and you'll be able to check out more of my reviews, and the unboxing video will be out soon. I just figured the weird switch up of how these videos work, but that's how it is. I'm Jen, and you're watching Initiative.